saying? She looks so fucking
unfair.
tan.
Look at how I look like a vampire.
I tanned yesterday. I fake tanned. I'm this white.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, so unfair.
You went to the pool this weekend too, Deb, didn't you?
Yes. That doesn't mean anything to me. Like to you, you're like, oh, I got a tan. I was outside for 2 hours. Like for me, no. I'm like lucky to not get sunburned.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I trained my body or something to be tan.
No.
No. That's
I
like
used to
I
get
trained my
sunburned
body
as
to
a
be
kid.
skinny. Yeah. Used to what? I used to try to tan when I was a kid.
No, I mean, like I used to get sunburned a lot as a kid.
Probably. I do wonder, like, your skin, like, kind of, you know, it's not like baby skin, like how they say, like, baby skin is so sensitive and,
Yeah.
like, maybe it burns easier.
Maybe all
I
the
used to lay in
beds
tanning beds
changed
every
it.
day. That didn't change anything for me.
You
What?
did, Deb? You did
Yeah.
tanning beds?
Yeah, I remember my mom owned a tanning salon.
Oh, yeah. But you, like, I don't know if I've seen a picture of you, like, so tan.
Well, that was back before smartphones.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Yeah, I don't really know how tan I actually used to get. My stomach used to get really tan, but I feel like nothing else would get tan.
Yeah. My stomach always
But I had a
gets
really
the
nice
darkest.
heart on my
Yes.
stomach. That was, oh my God, that was my prime.
I love that. So that's what I've been seeing is people fake tanning, but they make tan lines. So like you either leave like a little bikini on or like do a little heart
Really?
or your underwear or whatever that it will get ruined obviously because you tan over it, but then like you have the lines because people think
That's so funny
hot.
because as a millennial, we did everything to not get tan lines, you know?
And I
And
still
now
do
I think
everything
Gen
I
Z
can.
is like, yeah.
It's kind of hot. It's the same way of like the little heart. Like that's kind of hot.
Really? I don't
It's
like seeing tan
not
lines.
because then like if you're wearing a nice dress or something
Yeah.
and you have like the
that's not-
triangle
That's
tan
true.
lines, it's like trashy.
That's true. It really only works like in the summer in a pool setting. I don't know because I literally can't get tan lines. So like maybe
Same.
it's just like I want it because I can't experience it. So it's like
I did get a
dream to
really
me.
nice crew sock tan line at the spring training game that I went to earlier this year.
wow.
Just on one leg, but I was like, wow, there's a line. Like I actually got tan here.
That's pretty cool.
And that was shocking to me.
I did always have a farmer's tan growing up. Like always the
Really?
short sleeve line. Always.
You didn't do like, do you know those like little ties? Did you like used to use like hair ties to tie your
because I
sleeves up?
was so insecure about
Oh my
my
God,
arms. I wouldn't want my
yes.
arms to show. So I like
Oh.
love the sleeve.
I remember Limited 2 used to sell little
Mhm.
straps. Like mine
Mhm.
said gymnast on them. And I would
Yup.
like pull up my like class t-shirts and stuff. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. And then if you didn't
The
have them, we would
days.
just do like a hair tie and then you would like pull it tight. And,
Yeah.
tuck
Or
it
like
in.
ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did the tying the shirt in the back where you tuck it, like make a little pony and then tie in the back to make a crop top.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have the trend where like muscle shirts for girls where you would just
Yes.
cut the sleeves
Loved.
off your
Yeah.
t-shirts?
With like a sports
I remember
bra
my
underneath.
little brother used to do it because I did it. And he
I
would
feel
just
like
wear, he'd
guys
have
also
like his
did it,
little
too.
chubby baby stomach. Like he was like little. He was in that like awkward,
That's
like getting chubby
cute.
phase of his childhood. And he just like walked around with his muscle t-shirts on.
That's
Well,
so
boys do that
cute.
now for the gym. It's called something. It's like a slutty something, like a slutty tank top. There's like a name to it that starts with another S word for boys
Slutty.
because they do it sometimes so much so. Like
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's
like,
so
there's,
But I
like,
think it's also
An
like,
inch at the bottom.
yeah.
even if they don't necessarily try, I think like those shirts just generally like get stretched out over time.
Mhm.
And so even if it's like they cut it smaller, they just keep wearing them like over and over again and it just like stretches like out. And then it's also like kind of like ripped jeans, you know, like you stick your
Yeah.
foot in it and then it just like rips it even more.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hate that.
me too.
That's the worst. Yeah, it's so annoying. Cameron will literally like go outside on his lunch break and go on a walk and he'll come home from work and I'm like, why are you so tan? Like you look like you sat outside for 2 hours. He's like, I don't know. I walked up my lunch break for like 10 minutes.
That's really
Ugh,
funny.
I can't relate. It's so unfair.
Joe
know.
like loves his crew, like his sock tan line for golf. Like your crew sock
That's
story.
cute.
I was like, wait, why do you want that? Because then his feet are like so white and then
Mhm.
his legs are really tan. And I'm just like,
But it's a good measurement of how tan you're getting. Like you can
True.
see where you started
Yeah.
and where you are now. I guess that's the only reason I like it.
I think that's a boy thing too, the like sock tan specifically.
I think
Some
it's
really
so
white
silly.
feet.
Because I'm like, if you wear like different shoes or like sandals.
Well, because
Your
does he
feet
wear
look
like
so-
flip flops? Like,
Yeah, sometimes. Or he has these like cool shoes that are like leather and they're like summer kind of like shoes, but they come like out around his like foot, you know, they're not like up to his ankle, so you can see like how white his feet are.
interesting. Well, welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
Guys, I memorized our phone number. Are you ready for
Wow.
this?
878
Nope.
triple
gonna fuck
nine
me up.
8212.
Stop. You're going to mess me up. Okay, you can call us and leave us a voicemail anytime at 818-839-1884.
That was
Killed it.
beautiful. Give us a ring.
Yeah, I'll double check and make sure that's correct, but it is.
Kiss me through the phone.
Be like fully off.
They just call a random person. the same
You're like
person's just
ranting
getting all
on a
these calls.
voicemail. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
That would
funny.
be good.
But today we're just gonna kind of have a little chatty episode and some life updates, and we kind of realized that a lot of our life updates have to do with like mental health and health things. Dev had her first psychiatry appointment yesterday, so we need to hear all the tea. I've never been to a psychiatrist, so I'm just like
Yeah,
so
same.
interested in the difference between the therapist, like of the initial appointment and everything.
Yeah, it was weird because I was kind of like, don't talk too much. Like, this isn't a therapy session. Like, don't go on about things. Like, I was more trying to focus on talking about my current, like, symptoms or whatever, and not going into detail about, you know, my trauma or whatever.
Yeah. What
Okay.
questions did they ask you?
She asked me a lot of questions. Like, she asked me, well, first she asked me why I was
Why are you
there
here?
today. Why am I
Yeah.
coming to see her? And then she did ask me like about my siblings. But also that started with like, because I put that my sister has ADHD and depression. So she asked about that. She asked about if I'm close with my family. She talked to me about my stroke. Like, I had to fill out a questionnaire before. And so she kind of asked about that. She's like, you said that your parents got divorced in your questionnaire. How old were you?
Yeah.
Things like that. And she really just asked me a lot of the questionnaire questions.
Yeah.
and-
But like
And, like,
kind
to
of hit those like
elaborate on
major
them.
life events though. so-
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
So
about
would
my
you,
job
like-
and
When you would give answers like about your siblings or something, would she respond? Like, how would she respond? Would she give you like,
like a therapist.
yeah, okay,
Like,
that's so
that's
interesting.
hard.
Yeah.
That's, you know, like she was very like soft.
Okay,
And but she kept saying like the same words before she would ask me a question. She'd be like, okay, and then she'd ask me the question, and she kept saying it like that. Okay, and then I also
like
wanted
it
to
was
ask
going
you.
down the list.
Yeah, and I was just like, that was kind of weird, but I don't know. She was nice.
That's good.
I don't like this stuff.
That's good though. Like,
It's
if you like
weird.
her, that's probably like the most important part.
Did you
saw-
tell her like how you were
She's-
feeling about the appointment? Like you're scared to do this, or like you
Yeah, my blood pressure was really high, so
your blood
I was
pressure or your
like,
heart
yeah,
rate?
I'm anxious. My blood
I'm like,
pressure.
how the fuck do you know your blood pressure?
They take it with the cuff.
There at the psychiatrist?
Yeah,
Oh.
and they checked my weight too.
Well, they have to check your
okay,
weight
that's
for,
so
like,
interesting.
Your pills and
Yeah,
prescription.
I wouldn't have thought about that though. That's very interesting.
yeah.
That is interesting.
But so you didn't do any actual like tests, like the ADHD actual test. You're going back to do that.
We went through like the initial questionnaire together.
And she
did
said
that.
that she thinks that you don't have ADHD.
No, she says that she thinks I could have ADHD. She doesn't want to prescribe me anything because she wants to make sure whether or not I have ADHD, because that's going to make a difference in the treatment. But she
Yeah.
also said it sounds more like anxiety and ADHD and not like depression, like less that like depression. So
are you on something for depression right now or anxiety?
Yeah,
or it's like a dual?
It's a dual thing.
Okay.
SSRI.
Okay.
Did you talk about that? Like, did she ask about how that's been affecting you?
And I was saying that it feels like it's not really working anymore. And I talked about why I got on it initially. And oh my God, I talked about like my hyperfixation with Daisy Jones and the Six. Because she's like, so what made you want to start a depression? Like, what made you want medication or whatever? And I had to talk about like that whole era of my life. Like, I was so depressed and I couldn't get anything done and I couldn't do anything except for like focus on this hyperfixation that I had. And it was so
and that
frustrating.
Brings happiness. Like that pumps your dopamine probably.
Right. It gives me dopamine and then I can't get it anywhere else. And I'm like a fucking adult that needs to do other things.
Yeah.
And I can't. So I think that also very much leaned towards ADHD. My ADHD diagnosis. And I also was very aware that like I did not stop moving the entire time. Like I'm always shaking, like moving my feet or like picking at my hands and stuff. And I was very aware of that as well.
I know. And then I think like, how aware are they that they're watching me also do that?
Yeah.
But next week I have the like neuro test. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how long it's going to be. I saw someone on TikTok. I've been trying. It's not helpful. Nobody has been like, this is exactly what they do. I saw someone on TikTok be like saying that it was like 5 hours.
What?
And I was like, there's no way. They would have to tell you like this is an alt like that. There's just no way that it's
clear your day.
But people have been talking about like the things that they test you on. Apparently they ask you like you take a multiple choice test and you do some like sound tests and like I don't even know. I'm scared.
Wow, that's so interesting though.
So it looks like it's like a clinical interview. The symptom checklist. Which I feel like the only thing I took was a symptom checklist. It was like
that's what I did. Like it was like things like
what do you ask you? Or like what's your checklist? Observer reports. I did they ask you about like your friends or family doing a test for you? For your ADHD thing?
No, but apparently you're like 3 times more likely to have it if one of your siblings has it. So I also think that that's.
What about parents? Like, because if your siblings have it,
if your parents have it,
or like...
but the thing is, this is such a new thing. Like,
so
I could say my dad has ADHD, and I bet you my nanny had it too, but he doesn't know. And he did great in school and stuff, but he just cannot ever sit the fuck down.
I think it's tough though, because it's not always a symptom of like if you do well in school or not. Like, it's one of the things. Especially and like there's girls. A lot of people that excel like because they have ADD or something.
Yeah. And I think that I described that well too, because she asked me how I was in school and I was like, if I enjoyed the content that I was learning, then I did really well in that class. If I didn't understand it and I was bored, I could not study. Like I could not study for tests. I either had to understand the content in the class or I was going to do bad in the class.
I remember like studying, like I would need to have like music on or something like while I'm studying, and my dad would always be so pissed about that. He'd be like, you can't, like you're distracted, you're listening to music while you're doing it. And I would always feel like, no, like I need it to be able to concentrate on the other thing.
It looks like there's just a bunch of different like assessments and things that they can like aggregate everything from, like different styles of tests, so that it's not just reliant on like one thing saying you have ADD or you don't have ADD. Which is kind of nice. So it's not like one
She told me not to drink any caffeine on the morning of my test. She's like, I want you to go in like completely as yourself.
Sober.
Yeah.
So no of your favorite drink?
Yeah. It's at 9 a.m. though, so. But I cannot. I hate not having coffee in the morning.
I know.
It's horrible.
I've been trying to like drink at least a cup of water before I make my coffee.
Yeah.
And that's helped a bit. But then
really,
I'm like
like,
not hungry
ritual
as
thing.
much for it.
You're what?
Like I'm not as like, I don't want it as much after I finish a full glass of water. It's kind of funny.
Oh.
That's interesting. I was like fiending for a coffee this morning. I was like, I cannot do anything without a coffee.
Well, I think about it like as I'm going to bed, like that I'm excited about it the next day.
Well, sometimes I use it as like a little reward for like going to my workout. I was like, if you go to your workout at 5:30 or like wake up at 5:30 for your workout, you can have a coffee.
Wow.
Well, you can buy a
That's
coffee.
something I was going to tell you, that I feel like your schedule and like routines has probably really helped you, because I feel like I'm struggling right now with the seasons changing of routines, like especially taking out the dogs, because like in fall and winter I'd have to wait till the afternoon because that's like when it might be sunny possibly. But now it's like I need to take them out before like 10 a.m. or it's too hot, so it's like fully switching my routine to like,
that's what I think is the
change
most
everything.
important thing I've learned for myself about routines, is that like you have to change and adapt them like the second you see that they're not like serving you. But that's kind of hard because I think sometimes I can go like 1 to 2 weeks of like trying to make something work that isn't working. And that's the same thing for like even my food. Like if I'm bored of something and I'm like still grocery shopping for the same exact like foods, then I'm not eating them and I'm just like throwing them away. And I'm like, oh, you don't want this anymore. You have to like reassess and figure out what else you want. So I think but I've been better, I think, about like noticing those little things like routine, or like, I don't even know, like even morning routine or like evening routine. Like sometimes those have to change up.
Yeah. That's why I like the idea of like treating summer like Christmas. Like it's exciting to get to change your routine up a bit. Like, and it's about the mindset. You have to make it a special, like, oh, I get to change this up, instead of like, oh my God, I don't get to keep doing it like this. I have to do it like this now.
I was thinking when we were talking about summer, sorry. My mom
I like starting to do like walks in the morning versus waiting until the afternoon when it's light out or not so cold.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like with summer, my family, we'd always have like a separate dish set for summer. That's just another thing I thought of, like a way to romanticize it. Like we had like a cute purple outdoor dish set.
Yeah.
I love
you know,
that.
like on Christmas, you get out the Christmas decor boxes and you're like you have the Christmas mugs and the, you know, just different little Christmas place settings, whatever. Like I want that for every season. I want, oh, it's spring, let's swap out this for this. Like,
I like that.
It just makes it exciting and new.
I love it. Okay, Britt, I really need to hear about this mercury poisoning.
Oh my God, you guys. I don't know if anyone else knows or just remembers like how much I love tuna. But I love tuna. I'm a tuna girl. I'm a tuna lover. I probably, if I have to average it out, I probably have tuna like 2 to 4 times a week. Like, on average.
It's not that bad.
That's not as much as I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, but this is like an average. So there's some weeks where like I will have it like every single day, like like 4 ounces of tuna. So I think because of my consistency with it, like I did this function health test. I think I told you guys I was doing it, and I was going to get my results back and stuff. And I started getting all the results and everything. And my mercury, like you're not really supposed to have that much mercury in your blood, like period. But it definitely should be less than 10, whatever units they measure in. And I'm like at a 14. And and it's like, you know, it's obviously like a small scale. Like it's, you know, there's some ranges that are bigger that you can be within. But mercury, you're like not supposed to have very much, period. And then I'm at like a 14. So I don't know if it's technically, Joe was like, is it actually mercury poisoning? I was like, I feel like it is at this point, but
we can use it for the clickbait.
but or it's like,
so did it say in the app?
What?
Like, did it say in the app or like in your results, like this is due to likely eating too much fish?
It tells you like there's like 3 different things for mercury. Like one is environmental. So it's, I don't remember exactly what they said.
The mold in your kitchen?
One is like, could be just like even your fillings. Like
your
the
teeth fillings?
Like, yeah, if you have mercury fillings, that can be something. And then another just big category is fish, like big fish. Because they just have more mercury, I guess.
Interesting.
Big, like tunas are big.
Yeah. And swordfish is another one I didn't realize.
Interesting. So like if you ate a lot of salmon, that's not necessarily gonna have a lot of mercury.
Apparently, yeah.
That's the only fish I eat.
Yeah. Well, tuna's
probably have
like
no
shrimp
mercury in me
actually
whatsoever.
so easy for me to eat because it's like
In a
canned and I can make it ahead of time. And
can you
it's just really
switch to
good.
canned chicken? Is that the same in your mind or it's different?
Tuna of the sea?
No.
Chicken of the sea.
I really don't like that brand.
Any form.
I was trying to like get the
Tuna of the land. Tuna of the land.
Tuna of the land. Yeah.
Tuna of the land is chicken.
I've also even with my tuna though, I've been like purposely getting the wild caught one that's like supposed to be better and it's like not farmed and all the things, but evidently that doesn't really make a difference with like how much I've been eating of it. However, I didn't realize like how many different things like mercury can affect. And so it's like there's like a detox protocol that I think I'm going to follow. I have to like wait for their official clinician notes, but I did get some of the things because I think it's affecting my liver because one of my tests is like not good. It's like out of range for my liver. And I have like inflammatory markers that are also flagged. Wow. So I feel like it is something that I should look into and try, like the detox stuff.
So do you actually meet with a doctor or it's just like the doctor leaves notes on all of your results sort of thing and then you can follow up?
It's more like that where they're like kind of coming up with a summary based on all of the biomarkers that you have. But they have like, it's really thorough. It's like, why does this test or like, why does this matter? And then it gives you like a summary. It tells you what the optimal range is versus like the reference range. And then it goes into like certain ones have like foods you should eat to support this, foods you should avoid, causes, symptoms, like lifestyle changes. And so it's very like, I think you have to have like kind of a little bit of a, what's it called? You can't like WebMD too much of it because I think there's like a lot, like say for instance, I was just looking at mercury like as a single focal point instead of like my entire health as like a whole, then I might get too hyperfixated on it. So I think you have to like kind of know yourself and you're like, should I be doing this with a doctor and like, or like a health coach or like some sort of consultant in this space so they can like help walk me through everything and like a plan for it? Or are you okay like reading this and interpreting it and like making it kind of like a segment of your whole health? But yeah, there's also a lot of like other things that I was just like learning about like how things affect your body. And one of the things is zinc is like one of the biggest things that like helps with lots of different processes in your body and can really affect so many different things. I like want to pull up a list later and show you guys, but I was like shocked at that one because that's not one that like I hear talked about that often, but it's like really affected.
Is that what's like sunscreen?
I think there is
zinc
in
zinc
sunscreen.
Yeah.
Really? But yeah, that was an interesting one. But apparently like too much mercury can cause like focus issues. It can cause anxiety. It can cause like mood disruptions. It can cause mood swings, and a lot of things. So I'm curious if like my anxiety might be reduced if I like can get my levels lowered.
Did this test your hormones?
Yeah, it does.
I want to know if my hormones are normal. My white blood cell count is normal now.
Oh, good.
Good. I've been thinking about that. Oh, because one of my friends, her white blood cell count was up, and I told her that yours was, and like that. Hopefully, it's all good. And I think hers is all good. Hopefully, too.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But it's like That's so weird. And it's
That's
like you look it
scary.
up and it's like leukemia. Like,
I know.
It's very scary. They also, part of it's like an egg count indicator, and mine was normal. So
that is like
normal
the
for your
coolest thing to
age,
me.
or
yeah.
because that's interesting. Like if mine was normal for my age, I would want it to be better than my age. You know,
It said that, I think, on your, didn't it have like an age thing? I feel like when
Oh
you
yeah,
sent
I
us
am
a screenshot,
younger.
it had like a age
I am 24.
bracket. Oh, Soleil!
I know.
that's amazing.
I always felt like I was just meant to be 25 forever. So
Yeah.
I'll take 24.
That's crazy. That's like so interesting. I definitely want to do it.
I know. I just think it's nice that you don't have to pay so much money for it.
Yeah.
Because I think all of the individual testing and then like the results and all the things.
Yeah. And I
can
feel
be
like
just
you
a
could
lot.
take that to your primary doctor as well after the fact.
Yeah.
Like if you really want more information and stuff, you can then go to your primary and
Yeah. I am going to take
bring
it
the
to my
results.
primary and just like have her review it the next time I do
just
like my
look over
medication
everything.
review. But yeah, I just think it's very interesting. And I just like learning more about the different biomarkers and how they affect my body and different ways I can improve my health.
Yeah, that is so freaking cool. That's what I was saying in our group chat is like, I don't want to start trying to have kids like anytime soon, like years. But I feel like I'm in the pre-planning thing where it's like, I want to be like in my best health and like look around at my life and like identify what things do I want to be different when I have a kid. And I also saw this girl who is like reading pregnancy books and stuff before she's planning on having a kid. And I was like, that is so interesting. Like, I would bet 95% of women don't read a pregnancy book until you're pregnant. And like, that's so crazy.
Well, most people, I mean, half of the women probably get pregnant
accidental.
on accident. Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be the case. But like that
so
is just so crazy. Like something majorly is happening to your body, but you don't research that until it's already happening. Like, I would love to know, like, just know as much as possible before I even like decide to go into it.
Yeah.
But I feel like with health stuff, like I think a struggle that a lot of moms have specifically, and I have it even with just having dogs, is like I put them ahead of myself when it comes to working out.
Yeah.
Mostly just working out, but like even their food or things like that. And I noticed like in my friendships and whatnot, and just like from TikTok and whatnot, that like men don't have that problem as much, you know, like they just go to the gym. They're not thinking like, oh, but my baby, blah, blah, blah. Like, sure, they're going to take care of their baby too, but that it doesn't cross their mind to not go to the gym first. And like, I want to get that mind shifted, like change my mind about that now and start putting myself first. So then that way, because I know I'll be like that as a mom, like I definitely would put myself on the back burner. So I need to like establish that now.
That's so
you need
smart.
to like create the habit.
Yeah.
But I also think it's so empowering too for kids to see that, because ultimately like you see that from like examples in your life. So if you see like, hey, mom prioritizes going to the gym, she prioritizes seeing her friends and like all of these things, then they grow up being like, I can be a mom and have all of these things. I can have a job. I can like, you know, take care of myself. I can work on my mental health, like all of these different things that are important. And so then hopefully they also prioritize those things too.
Yeah, like I think that's so cool. And I don't think I had that until I was a little older. Like I used to go to Zumba with my mom and it was so much fun. Like me and Victoria would go to Zumba with our moms. But like I don't remember when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
That like exercising or things like that. Or
I grew up in the gym daycare.
Really? Okay, that is so interesting too, because that's so common.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember a lot of it. I remember that's how I learned how to French braid, because one of the teachers there did it. And I like remember how she did it. So then I would go home and try to do it on myself.
Wait, that's cool.
Did you like it?
It's very impressive. I liked it when I was younger, I think. I hated it when I was older.
Yeah.
Like how much older? Like in middle school?
No. I was babysitting 3 kids in middle school. Maybe when I was like 10 or 8. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The time that I peed my pants, I was older, but I wasn't 10. But that's when I'm thinking. Maybe I was like 7.
Interesting. Yeah, cause like my sister does that with her kids and stuff. It's very common to do. I mean, that's like such an amazing thing that they offer free daycare at places.
For real.
It is really nice.
I think the Lifetime one is really nice too.
Like, who are these people watching your kid? Are they like certified and things?
I don't think.
I would hope so. From like a massive organization like Lifetime.
True. I would hope all of them are, but
my stepsister Ashley worked at the Lifetime daycare like a couple of summers growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It would be like a cool job.
Yeah. Oh, but I see them taking the kids to the pool sometimes, and I'm like, I would not be okay with that. Like, I know there's lifeguards and shit, but no, there's like too many kids. There's like 8 kids in the water with 2 teachers. No.
That's so stressful. I was talking to my friend Bryn because we just went to the zoo, and she's a teacher. She's a 2nd grade teacher. And we were talking about like she gets like 10 kids like on this field trip, and you just have to watch like 10 kids at the zoo. I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? They'd be running all around.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's so crazy.
I can't imagine moms that like have that many kids.
Oh.
And they don't have help.
I think it's just that the older kids.
Yeah. But if they have like a lot of littles.
They literally pair up, like in 18 kids and counting, every 2 little kids were assigned a big kid. Like each big kid was assigned a little kid to watch.
It's crazy.
That's so interesting.
It was really crazy.
I feel like it'd be very resentful. Like,
for sure. Yeah. I think they are. I think so.
And then your mom's like, I'm pregnant again. And you're like,
no.
You're not those on TikTok, like when they do baby announcements of telling their kids and they have a lot of kids and the older kids are like, you can tell that they're not happy about that decision.
Yeah, I just saw one recently. I don't know who they were, but they had like 8 kids. And the oldest daughter was like,
she's like, can I leave
Was it the
now?
LeBrants? Because the LeBrants be doing that.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they only have like 4 kids.
Oh, I think they're at like 6 or 7 now.
No way.
Yeah, they have Everly. Hold on, I can't name them fucking all. Posey.
I don't believe that. I feel like I just saw
there's another girl. There's at least 5. I would say there's 6 though. At least 5. And they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But so my Wellbutrin, I've been on Wellbutrin for like 5 years maybe now, actually. Which is, that's kind of crazy actually, the same dose and everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. But I was taking it at night for straight up years, like years and years. And then like recently somebody told me like, no, you should take it during the morning because it like is a stimulant. And that's kind of what's supposed to help with the ADHD. Like that's what the doctor told me, that it helps more with anxiety and ADHD. And I kept being like, it doesn't help my ADHD. Like I don't get that. Like I do think it helps with anxiety, but it doesn't help that. And then I started taking it in the mornings.
Stop it.
And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, it's helping. Like, it fully, I notice a difference. Like, it changes my mood in that current day when I take it.
Oh, my God. That's what I want.
Like, it's so,
Dude, that's
it's so
insane.
crazy. Yeah, and I've been, like, keeping track.
Did your doctor ever tell you, like, you should be taking this at night? Or, like, you just kind of thought
she
that's
said,
when you should?
Because I remember with Lexapro, my body does have like a weird thing where sometimes things affect me oppositely. Like sometimes NyQuil will like wake me up, or like I would have caffeine as a kid and like fall asleep immediately, like that sort of thing. And with Lexapro, I did have to take it like opposite. So I think maybe I just did that
Lexapro,
in my
I
head
feel like
because
it's common,
I thought I would need to.
Like people take it at night versus the morning.
So maybe I just did that, or I don't know.
I probably would have done that too, because I thought it was just like balancing the chemicals in your brain. I didn't know that it was like also doing something
like Lexapro, because that's what I was used to.
Yeah.
And I take my birth control at night. So in my head, I was just like, I just want to take my medicines together or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, like on days where I've missed it, I've noticed like I'm crying and stuff, and I like voice memoed my mom. I was like, okay, yeah, I do feel bad today, and it's a day I didn't take the Wellbutrin, so I think it has been working.
That's really good to hear, because that also reaffirms me thinking that I have ADHD, and that's why I'm sad, not because I'm depressed.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like, I don't know if it feels like what Adderall feels like. Like it's not like I'm like wired and like I'm gonna get all my tasks done like that. It's not like that. It's just like more of a quieting of my brain.
Yeah.
which I think is what Adderall does when you actually have ADHD.
Yeah, if you're not taking
I do think
much.
it is important to be like really honest with yourself about like your dosing on Adderall, because when I first started, I was like, it was way too high for me. And I was like, but because I was in school, I was kind of like embracing it and trying to like keep it, because I was like, oh, I'm getting so much done, I'm concentrating. But like I was clenching my jaw like crazy. I was getting headaches. I was like very wired. And then when I went down in dose, it just felt like I was normal. But it is kind of like an honestly, it's kind of an addicting feeling to be like on and like in it and like ready to focus. And it feels good, but it's like, that's not actually how you should feel.
Yeah.
With the right dosing.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I want to do all these tests. I'm like scared to know my egg count. That's scary. Were you scared?
Me too.
I didn't realize I was getting an egg count, so
okay, that's You're just looking like, oh shit.
I've been more scared to get, because there's like two tests
so
that from my like Outlive book that I love, that he was like, you should get these tests done for like cardiovascular risk. And all of because my dad's side of the family, like his brothers and his dad all had bad hearts and like have some level of like cardiovascular risk and disease. And the one that's more genetic, like I'm really like in optimal ranges for, so that made me feel good. And then
isn't it more like a man thing though? Like if your grandpa and your dad and your uncles have heart problems, isn't it more likely that like the men in your, like, I don't know, I don't feel like I hear of women inheriting their grandpa's heart problems.
Well, it's also weird because like, you know, like heart attack symptoms and everything, those are all based on a man, not a woman. Like the whole left arm hurting and everything, that's what men experience. Like women,
really,
Cameron's sister taught me, like it more so feels like a like elephant is like sitting on your chest or something. Like it feels like more tight, like you don't have the arm pain and stuff. Like all these things that were taught are because they were tested on men.
That's so interesting. I really don't know. I thought it was like all genetic. So it's like since I have like a cardiovascular or history, it's like my risk is still like increased.
Yeah. Interesting. I've just never thought, because my dad's dad had a heart
pacemaker.
What's the thing in your, so he had heart problems, and I never really thought that would transfer to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But the other one that's like a big indicator is more based on like your diet, and that was also within range for me too. So I do feel really good about that. And those were the ones I was like really excited to get. I think I still have like a few more tests. I think I have like maybe 15 more tests.
Do you know, like if you were to fully like, say you get these results and you're like, okay, I need to fully change my diet or whatever, like how long would it take to reflect in your blood work? Yeah,
I honestly
probably
don't know.
different for.
I think from a cellular turnover level, I think it's about 3 months.
That sounds so smart.
I think you're
that would make sense.
3 months to turn over, like fully. So I don't know. I would say probably at least 3 months.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Britt.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it also like helps having like more of like data behind it for like why you should make a change, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think that there's so many different things out there. Like the Outlive book really changed my mind about a lot of things and like gave me a different like dedication or discipline that I didn't have before. But I think having like the results also makes a difference too, especially like when it comes to like you have to take multiple supplements and stuff. Like I just did a whole like breakdown of like a supplement schedule for myself of like the new things I have. And it's a lot of pills, and I don't always really love taking them. So
I just saw this girl on TikTok who like realized she was basically overdosing herself on some supplement, and it was affecting her liver. And she realized because she got a blood exam, but she was like taking some supplement that someone was like, "Oh, you should take this."
Yeah,
and so she was taking it every day.
It is interesting because there are supplements that like most of the time people are like, oh, you're low in vitamin D, so you should take X amount of vitamin D. But in reality, like a lot of the tests and stuff and people prescribing vitamin D, they don't do the follow-up exams for like, how is this impacting you? Like, are you good at 1,000 IUs or whatever vitamin D is measured in? Or do you actually only need 500? And so people are like just kind of blindly doing it and then not doing a follow-up test to see where they're at. So my vitamin D is normal, which is like, I don't know, it's, you know, I do take the prenatal vitamin and I have been taking it for a while. So maybe that's been helping. But if I was just going based on the general population of like most people are deficient in vitamin D and I'm like taking 1,000, 2,000 IUs of vitamin D, like that would be too much for me, you know?
Yeah. But that's why it can get scary and being like RFK territory of like what is too much or what health things are like not actually real, or like then you have people trying to take supplements and then experiencing health issues from that.
I just saw a post that I don't know if I did not fact check this, but he was like, we are going to mandate that more medical schools like enforce nutrition programs, or you're going to get your federal funding taken away. I'm like, that's kind of a great thing, but like, what the fuck else are you doing? And like, what, like, like that's great, but also why are you like fear mongering about vaccines and things that have like, and he just fired like the entire CDC like on for vaccines, like vaccine recommendation people. And I'm like, but why? These people are like there for a reason. And you think his reasoning was that he thinks that it's going to, what's it called? Reduce the like fear of vaccines or something like that. And I was like,
by taking away the people
but he's
who make them.
literally producing the fear of vaccines. We just had our first like measles outbreak in Arizona. Like,
that's fucking insane.
But that's really crazy. But so I've been seeing TikToks about deworming yourself, like these parasite things, and like you do these cleanses and it cleanses everything, and half of the comments are like, America's the only place that doesn't do this. Every other country, like, you regularly deworm yourself and your kids, like it's a normal thing. And then the other half of the comments are like, this is too much, like what are you guys doing, like we don't need to be doing this. And then people reply to them and they're like, you must live in America because we do this everywhere else. And I didn't like further go into it, but it's just like there's so many things like that where I'm like, am I supposed to be deworming myself? Like, and it said the same things, like it can cause anxiety, it can blah 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 if you have pets, if you eat a lot of seafood was one of the things that it can come in. I was like, good on that. But I have dogs, obviously. But I'm like, they don't have worms. They get tested for worms.
Yeah. I know someone told me that I need to start putting mosquito repellent on Willow because I keep getting bitten. But she takes heartworm medication, so she should be fine, right? Because they were like,
well, they just stopped from. Yeah, but I think those still like land on her. Like, it doesn't stop
like
them from
it's
being
not
wet.
going to give her heartworms if she's taking the medication, right?
No. Do dogs get heartworms from mosquitoes?
That's what someone told me.
What?
Yeah, that's what it's from.
And I've
that's
been
why
getting
it's like more in the summer and spring if you have like water and stuff out.
I hate that the fact that like Arizona used to be a safe zone for mosquitoes and now there's no.
Well, they're not as bad as Florida and stuff. I think it's because I'm literally watering my plants, so it's very moist, and that's what brings the mosquitoes.
Do you use Wondercide? I wonder if Wondercide stops mosquitoes as well. I feel like it kind of does.
What is that?
It's like an all natural flea and tick spray. I spray it on myself and on the dogs like before, like if we go on like a forest hike or something. Because even though they're on medicine, I'm like very scared of fleas or on ticks because they can still get onto them even though the medicine's like protecting them. So I spray it all over myself. It's like Centrella or whatever that.
Yeah, citronella or something.
Yeah. So that would probably help.
Yeah, I need to get something. But yesterday it was 100 degrees. Outside. I was covered head to toe, like in a zip up jacket, leggings, socks, so that I didn't get bit.
Ew. How are your plants doing?
They're okay. Some of them look dead, but they told me that they were going to be in shock. And for the next 3 months, especially the summer, it's going to be rough on them. But so I don't know.
Did they tell you have to like do anything else besides water?
No. Talk to them. Be nice. They're in shock. They don't know
sing
where they
to
are.
them? Maybe like play them some music.
I talk to my plants.
Maybe you should put on like a TV show for them.
Maybe a projector, or maybe they're like
Daisy
a
Jones.
podcast, like a botanist podcast.
Botanist podcast.
No. You need a mindset podcast, like positive,
a growth mindset podcast.
Just,
You are beautiful. You are strong. Maybe just some mantras, like repeating.
Mantras and affirmations. I think.
The heat is like really getting to him though. It was 90 here, 92, and the like cilantro, and I don't know, there's like a few different ones. It's like they say as soon as the heat and the sun really gets to them, they just start not doing well. We literally had schools. I sent it to my siblings. There was school closures because it was 90 degrees.
Wow.
What? Isn't that ridiculous? It's because they like
ridiculous.
don't have AC in some Portland schools.
That makes
sense. That makes sense. But like,
how do you not have
when you're
AC
from Arizona
with global warming?
I think because it didn't used to be as hot here. Like people are like, whoa, even when we first moved here, it would absolutely not be 90.
There are houses in our neighborhood that don't have AC. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it's too hot for that.
The one benefit of being in Phoenix or in Arizona, pretty much anywhere in Arizona, you're never going to just build a house without AC. Because adding it after the fact seems really complicated.
Do you feel in Phoenix, like being from Tucson, people in Tucson always shit on Phoenix of being like, it's at least 6 degrees hotter right now. Like we got the cooler temps, like just because it's like slightly cooler.
We don't talk
and like
about
even
Tucson,
now, if
honestly.
I say I want to move to Phoenix, everyone's like, no, it's so much hotter there than Tucson.
Stop it.
Really?
Yeah.
Once the difference between 106 and 112 is really nothing. Like once it's past 100,
either way, you're not outside.
I think it's all hot. I do kind of like though in Desert Mountain, I feel like it's about 10 degrees. It could be like 8 to 10 degrees cooler.
For sure. It was much cooler up there.
Which is nice.
That's nice.
But again, I think the same thing of like 99 and 108 or whatever. You're like, it's all hot.
Yeah, if you can't be outside, you can't be outside. It's just how it is. I don't know what other topic to go to that's like kind of shorter where we won't talk like 3 minutes. Do you want to talk about your pool day maybe?
Oh yeah. Oh sure. On your pool day.
Yeah, I did a little pool day with my pickleball friends. It was really fun. And this Friday I'm doing like a ceramic building class. I don't know.
Cute.
It's like a clay, but not with a wheel. Like you're building the clay with your hands or whatever. But I'm doing it only with one of them because the other one's sister just had a baby, so she can't. So I'm doing my one-on-one practice.
That's fun.
Which will be good.
So exciting.
But yeah, it was really fun. I was nervous that I was going to be like, get bored and want to leave. And like,
was it at one of their houses or like a community pool or like?
One of them lives in a condo in Scottsdale, and she has a community pool. So we were there. Cool. There's like no one there. It was really nice. We had so many snacks. Yeah. We made strawberry margaritas.
Fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Was it all of you or just one of you there?
The 3 of us.
3.
Oh, fun.
So did the one who lives there initiated planning it?
Yeah.
Yay. And then the other girl initiated the ceramics?
The other girl is not coming to the ceramics.
Oh, it's the one who has the house or has the pool that stays ceramics. Okay, so it's your turn next to plan something.
Yeah, I said we should do like a movie night at my house, and then the dog.
You do outside,
not in the summer.
Oh, true, but
I still would try.
I could do another one.
Magical.
Yeah.
I could like so make them bed on the floor and stuff.
Cute.
Or something. I don't know. Make it a little party.
I love that. That's so fun.
Cute. That'll be your opportunity to host your little hosting era.
Yeah. I can't wait for it to cool down because I want to like do outdoor dinner parties and get like a fold out table thing, and like tablecloths and like, I don't know.
That'll be fun.
Be that girl.
That'll be so cute.
Yeah.
It's really hard in the summer here to coordinate things, like in our friend group or whatever. That's not, I don't know, it's not like a friend group, but in the group of friends, it's like somebody tries to plan something and like everybody replies like, I'm out of town, I'm out of town, I'm out of town, blah, blah, blah. Like it's way harder in the summer to make things happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so hard, like just with more than 2 people too, to plan something, and then I get frustrated like, oh my god, we're never gonna hang out again. That's why I was like, yeah, let's just do the pottery, the 2 of us, because I don't want to keep not being able to do something.
It's funny here because I kind of like with holidays, we kind of automatically assume like people will be with their families or stuff. Like we just always are alone by ourselves on holidays. But this year more, I was like, oh, maybe people are free on like the 4th of July. Like maybe we could do something with friends and hang out. So now we're trying to plan that. And one of our friends has a boat, so they're going to bring their boat. And I'm so excited. A liberal boat friend, guys.
Major.
A liberal boat friend.
That's so fun. Oh, you know what's funny
what kind
is
of boat?
Nicole,
just a little one.
The girl,
it was like $3,000. Yes.
She has the same birthday as Lexi.
Oh.
Who?
Nicole, the girl with the condo that I'm doing.
I wonder then if
pottery
you're
with.
like, you know, your
Compatible.
astrology's aligning well.
Yeah, I feel like it might.
What is the other
I need
girl?
to know
Do you
her rising
her?
sign. Sagittarius, I think. I can't remember.
December.
Yeah, I think her birthday is early December.
You should just make
add
them get
on.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Co-star?
I'll make sure to do that next time.
Me and Brittany and Dev get the funniest fucking things. Oh, me and Devin are highly compatible today. It says, you and Devin are an ant farm where the ants are tiny glittering fairies and in extravagant gowns. Britt, you have x-ray vision today. Meet up in raincoats and compare blueprints.
What the fuck does that mean?
Literally meet up in raincoats?
I don't know. We got to go get our raincoats and meet up.
Me and my cousin's co-star used to always say, design tattoos for each other. I don't know why, but it would say it all the time. And we're like, oh, we really need to do that.
It like always tries to start shit. It's like, you and Brittany will be fighting today. You do not get along.
They're telling you something. I mean, they're not telling you something. They're keeping something from you.
Apparently, it's very mystical sounding.
You and Maggie's shared belief system. Buying new notebooks will fix your life. That's our shared belief
system. Is our shared belief system.
How many notebooks is too many notebooks?
I literally have like 5 new notebooks in this drawer right now that I just bought.
I just found like a stack of notebooks that I bought, and I'm like, why the fuck do I have all these? Like, I will never.
Do you ever write physically, Britt?
Yeah, like, I love writing. Like,
you do?
In my journal.
Planning? No, I mean like planning wise, not like feelings.
I do like writing to plan sometimes. But then I really have to transfer things digitally because it's not just me.
Yeah, I have to like, I take everything from ClickUp and then I like write. I need to write it down.
Yeah, same.
I do like seeing, it helps me like remember to like do things, but then it just feels nice to kind of like see it visually like all in one place.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I could tell you guys about Hunter and Maya, and it could just be a shorter thing.
Were we gonna do pop culture on the Patreon, or was this supposed to be in our episode?
Well, we just don't have time for all of these topics in one episode.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, who is Maya and Hunter
Also,
again?
I did realize that this won't be coming out for 3 weeks, so we probably shouldn't talk about like things happening right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I forgot we were stacking. Hunter and Maya are TikTokers. I think that's just their username is Hunter and Maya. And Maya has like a corporate work from home job where she makes the majority of their income. However, obviously they're TikTokers. So although he's a stay-at-home husband, he is working and providing income as well by being a TikToker. But he just has, so they posted a video where like she had a PowerPoint up of like women's products like a IUD or like like a, I don't know, like different women's products thing, and he knew every single one. Like he was like, that's an IUD, that's a blah blah blah, like he knew the answers. And all the comments were like just roasting him, like calling him gay, saying
What?
If you know those things, you're gay. You shouldn't know those things. You shouldn't like treat your wife this way.
Gay
or
men
you're
don't
gay
know
and
those
blah, blah,
things
blah.
either.
I know. I was like, wait, gay men absolutely don't know and don't care about those things.
If I asked my brother this shit, he'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
He would have no idea. But so he made videos, and he always makes videos of like this. That's like, men, like, you're in my comments saying these things, and you're not realizing that women just desperately want us to know them and to like understand them and to take care of them, and like all these things that you're perceiving as gay are actually loving your wife and being a good husband. And like that's just such a...
Do you think all those people that were saying they're gay are like millennials and older, where like it used to just be like, you're so gay for doing that? Like,
I think
type
not
of
like in a way where they
response?
mean it as like stupid. Like I think they mean it as genuinely gay. Like I think
they're incels.
I think it's people who really struggle like with, they might be gay themselves. Like it might be any form of femininity scares them so much where they feel that then makes you gay. And it's like girls are just desperately being like, be more feminine. Like that makes you masculine.
I love when people say that.
I think also that is hot to like care about making us feel seen and cared for.
Yeah, first of all, gay men have nothing to do with the women body whatsoever. So that's the stupidest fucking thing. Also, I love the argument where people say being into women is gay because you're into like feminine, like attracted to like sexual things, and they're like, being gay, you're actually like really into masculine, like manly, like and like when you're attracted to women, like you like boot, like I don't know, it's just...
It's like, literally the opposite.
It's so funny.
So funny.
That is wild to me that's like him talking about like feminine products. Like was it a lip gloss that he was knowledgeable?
Yeah, like things like that. Like he knew Pillow Talk, the lip liner shade, like things like that.
Okay, that makes I thought this was like all like birth control or like IUDs or
both. But like he
not
knew, like he was like, that's lip liner, and she was like, do you know what shade is called?
But it's like I could see they're reaching for something because
for sure
he knows a lipstick color because he pays attention to what his wife talks about.
Exactly. And so June is apparently Men's Mental Health Month. Even my stepdad has been like posting about men's mental health this whole month, and we talk about men's mental health like pretty frequently, of like how they struggle probably to communicate their feelings and whatnot. And I think it has to majorly do with things like this, like where they perceive that feeling anything is feminine, like inherently. And
they hate women, so anything feminine is bad.
Yeah, like I would think men's mental health falls into May's Mental Health Month because everybody's mental health would be under Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, maybe they feel it's literally even different and that they're more masculine and whatnot.
I think it's just been so ingrained, though, that they like aren't allowed to have feelings or show their feelings for so long that it's like they need a lot more help.
It's so interesting, though, because I feel as though women are good at bringing that out of men. You know, like a lot of my just guy friends or whatever will come to me more for talking about feelings type things, or boys show that to their girlfriends but not to other boys. And I think that's where it's like lacking. Like, why do you feel safe going to your girlfriend and saying these things but not your best friend? I think that's kind of sad.
Very.
It is very
but sad. I don't know how do we change that, like as girls? Or
I don't think it's up to us to change it. I think it's up to them to change it. Because we're already like being open and we're like sharing our feelings. So oftentimes I feel like that's where they feel safe reciprocating, like sharing their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Stop teaching misogyny.
Yeah, literally. Even Cameron this weekend, he went to visit our friend Matt in Seattle, and they both called me and they were on the phone with me and stuff. And Cameron's telling this story about how he was so hungover and they were going to look for the hangover pills that we love. They like went and were searching them, and he was like, I was telling Matt, I was in the store and I just felt so bad. I was like, if I was Maggie, I would cry right now. And I was like, what the fuck? You said if you were me, you'd cry right now? Like, why would you say that? Why don't you just say you felt like crying?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, true. Like, I don't know why I said that. I just said that because you are like emotional as a person. And I'm like, well, true, but you felt like crying, so you should have just said, I felt like crying.
Even thinking.
That's
they
so
just
interesting.
instinctively say shit like that without realizing.
Yeah, and Cameron's so like in touch with his feminine side and whatnot, but like even little things like that, I'm like, whoa, did you notice that you just said it that way?
Yeah. Crazy.
It's very interesting. Let us know your thoughts on your mental health and your health in general. How are things going? Leave us a comment on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, and leave us a rate and review while you're at it. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to watch the podcast. Leave us a voicemail at 818-839-1884. Subscribe to our Patreon for a bunch of bonus content, and we love you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.